Alright, guys. Welcome back to yet another stream. I know, two in like the span of what, 3 days? Something like that? Very unlike me to be streaming. But, you know, streaming is just one of the easiest things you can do, honestly. And you guys get to see the thought processes behind everything. Not sure how many, I mean, there's only 2 people watching right now, so it's not like there's a huge amount of people here. But a lot actually has changed since our last stream. I hear something. I hear like a slug or something around here. Where did I hear that? But how's everyone's night going? Yeah, I hear a slug somewhere. Ah, here it is. So the main thing that I want to focus on today... Oh, this is a cave? Did I know about this cave? Or is this a different cave? So we'll get to like the building here in a second, but I just saw this cave. Let's break this limestone. Come on. There we go. What's down here? You know what? I bet there's going to be spiders. I didn't know. Oh my. Oh no, okay, that is... I feel like I've gone down that one before. Okay. We've already killed all the spiders that were down there. So, let's look at what has been completed since the last time I streamed, which was Saturday, I believe. So Saturday, we pretty much had all of this. We were working on getting some reinforced frames, I believe, done. And now I have all this done. I've been working on this stuff quite a bit over the past couple days. Just really getting back into the game and getting obsessed with it. But to go to where we left off with the stream on Saturday, what you can see is we have the blenders here making the fused modular frames. So I pretty much have nitrogen gas and the aluminum casings coming in. To an extent with the aluminum casings. I just kind of placed a whole bunch of them in a train station to figure out like which one they would be distributed from. And they're just being distributed here. Same thing on this end, so we have a total of 4 of these. But not too much else is going on this floor. One thing you will see though is I've been working on adding these areas in between so I can actually run conveyor and all this other stuff through everything. And that way, it kind of keeps, like, corridors for things to run, is the idea. Put that wall back. But then, what we can do is come down the stairs, where a lot more has changed. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. For those that are just tuning in, just kind of going over a quick overview of things that have been done since last Saturday's stream. So, the main thing is we have the manufacturers producing the heavy modular frames. So I do have a rubber factory, which is something that I completed today. The modular frames will be coming from another part of the building. And then I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do the encased industrial beams, because we would need 18 of those, because we have 2 manufacturers. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to make those here, because kind of the thought process so far with this entire facility that I'm making is I want to kind of bring in all of the ores, or not ores, but like ingots and stuff like that, like iron ingots, the aluminum cased, or aluminum ingots. I want to bring all of those into this facility and then sort them out throughout wherever they need to go, is kind of the idea. So then up here, we have the train stations, where everything is just kind of being distributed from. And then on the left side, you actually see some piping, and that's because this one is a fluid train, so this is where a lot of the fluids will be distributed throughout this entire facility. Oh, can't go up there. And then we just have some fluid buffers, like this one would take the crude oil and just kind of store it in here before it is then transferred with the pipes over to this building, which I just completed today. And this is a rubber building. Very, very simple building. Nothing is too complicated here. Very, very simple. But as you can see, they're just producing rubber and the heavy oil residue. And the heavy oil residue will then run underneath the refineries and out to these fluid buffers here until they need to go to somewhere else. Not sure what else I want to have them go to, because right now, when this is up and running, I wouldn't have anything else for these to go to. So right now they would just be stored in here. And the reason why there's 3 is so that way just they can build up over a longer period of time before I need to come and empty them if it's still not being used. So yeah, that's kind of... I'm hearing another... Ah, that's why. Pick up this power slug. So yeah, that's kind of where we are at this point. So like I kind of have in the title, I want to focus more on the hub itself today. And that's something that is up here at the very top over by the space elevator. And you can kind of see I have it just placed there, but I don't have anything else around it. I don't have a design for it, for the building. So I'm still trying to figure this out with how I want to do this. And this hypertube, I'm also still trying to figure out if I want to keep it on this side or flip it. This will take us down to the space elevator. As you can see, we will just shoot down right into the space elevator where we need nuclear pasta, biochemical sculptors, AI expansion servers, and ballistic warp drives. And then this will just take us back up. And eventually we'll come all the way back up. And so the reason why I'm thinking about putting the hub up here is because I kind of like that it will overlook almost the entire area, per se. So I'm trying to figure out how I just want this to look, because the thing is, I try to make all my buildings look a little bit different, and so the issue with that is just always having to come up with new designs. And so I guess what we're going to do now, let's get rid of this. So let's figure out how we want to do this. So obviously we have the hub here, which I do want to paint. I like the unpainted look. But maybe for the hub it shouldn't be unpainted. You know what? I feel like the Caterium, or Caterium, I always pronounce that one wrong. I think that actually looks pretty cool. But white doesn't look bad. Also, guys, for those of you that are just tuning in to the stream, especially that it just started, let me know how game audio is with everything. If my voice is not very loud, if it's too loud, if game audio isn't loud enough, just let me know about all that stuff in chat. So, how do we want to start this? We could take more of these. I don't want to make it feel like it's fully enclosed. I do like using... Where is it? Am I blind? Architecture, there it is. The heavy beams, or big concrete pillars. I like using these a lot. So if we did these... I like to find ways to clip buildables into the hub in clever ways that look OG. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I've seen some people actually like build entire buildings around it. I always like to put mine into a building itself. I know others like to kind of leave it more in the open. I've always been more in the enclose it type. But that doesn't mean I can't change that. So it needs to go to here. I mean, we actually could look at maybe clipping it through... Alright, so let's look at this real quick. Let's just get some of these laid out. I am going to change this because I want to add some depth to it, and right now I feel like there's going to be no depth with how this is looking. So we'll change that. So maybe what we could do is this part isn't really used. So we have the crafting bench there. So if we clip it through about here, maybe even one more back. Let's see how this looks. Walls. Oop, that did not place right. Uh-oh. Now I can't get rid of... Wait. There it is. So... let's zoop this. So it doesn't interfere with much doing it this way. But if I were to do that, how do I want the rest of this to look? Because we still want to be able to get in there. I mean, I could use glass, but then it kind of looks like it's not going to be clipping through anything. So maybe not do this. Part of me also feels like this whole thing needs to move up a little bit. Even works inside, art, walls, etc. and outside. Then you can paint those however you want. I love the clip floor. Never tried that, but will. Yeah, clip floor, I like. just because it just makes it to where it's just a straight walk up. You try to get it to a height where it doesn't feel like everything's too low. Like, I don't like that the storage box clips through. But, honestly, if I don't like that, what I could do is... big pillar's probably too much. Can I... Yeah, small pillar actually doesn't look bad. It's just going to get it into the right spot that's going to be a pain, I think. I mean, so it'd have to move back like half of another one. So, to add some depth, how do I want to do this? I want to use the pillars, I know that. I want to be able to make it feel like you can, like, look out over the entire world. So, let's see, what could we do? Foundations. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the nudge tool. I keep forgetting about it. I've been using it a lot more, but I keep forgetting about it sometimes. Alright, so let's just say that zoop this up to 3. And if this came out, another one. This came out like that. So the other thing I'm trying to figure out too is what do I want to include in my hub building. So obviously the hub itself, self-explanatory, but then I'm trying to figure out, do I want to add a portal room, because that's something that is pretty new to the game that I'm trying to figure out, one, even how those work. I don't know how they work yet. I feel like they can replace hypertubes. See, I just don't like how this looks. Ooh, I kind of have an idea. Okay, let's look at this. So, if this is the middle, we'll do one on either side. Then, architecture, where foundations. It's been a long day. I was like debating doing some racing tonight, but I was like, you know what, let me do some streaming instead. So if we did this, and then we'll put the inverted ramps underneath. Where is that? Here they are. Yeah, hopefully you guys have been having a good Monday, or hopefully it went well if it's the end of your day. So if we did something like this, yeah, see, but that doesn't really have any... It looks weird on top of all of this. Okay, so this isn't going to work. And this is just how all of my videos are made. I just kind of wing it. I undo a lot of the stuff that I did. So, if that's stuff that kind of bothers you, that like when people delete stuff, you might not like my streams, because there's a lot of that. So, what I do know what I want to do is I kind of want the hub to be like up here on, and kind of see like how this is a little bit taller. I want the hub area to feel like more up on this pedestal. So like even actually this, maybe let's lay out like the area that we want it to be first. So if we want to turn there, and then same thing here. Make sure it's going the same way with the line in the middle. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we know we have this much space to work with. But then the other question is, if this is going to be a lower area, we need this to be... How do we get down to it? I want it to be accessible. So like that would be here. And it's impure coal. I was gonna hopefully use that for something. Not sure what I was gonna use it for, but it still should be used for something. So maybe what we do is we account for stairs coming up here. Stairs, stairs, stairs. I passed them. Where are my stairs? Here we go. Because I kind of want it to feel like a grand entrance to the hub. So that's what I want with this, is the initial idea. So then I wonder if we could do even more... How would we do it? Even more elevation to this, like the hub inside this building. Like maybe this all gets lowered by 1, but then I would have to lower all of that and get all that up to the same height. Well, hold on. So, if we keep the foundations where they're at, let's get rid of all this. What we could maybe do is lower... Well, we actually would need walls here. We could lower all this by, like, 1. It's an idea. So, I would want to use... I just need to add these things to my... Let's use a 2-meter foundation. So I want it to be here. I don't mind this as much. I think this is better already. But then I think what I would do is maybe have like the portion that the hub sits on maybe be raised the same height as everything else. So if it's at this height, puts that, it's not in the middle, I know, but trying to get an idea of this. How would it look if we actually place this whole thing sideways? Let's see. So we put it here. We put it sideways. What does that do for us? Grand, then put wide stairs going out to it. Yeah. I mean, I do like how this looks more for the wide angle. But the advantage of having it, like, out this way was the fact that, like, the launch part of it could actually, like, be outside. But it takes up more, like, better space. Because then you could be in here. Now that you can really look out. It's not bad. Hold on. I need a drink real quick. I need to make sure my mic isn't muted because for like the last 30 minutes of my last stream on Saturday, my mic was muted and I had no idea. Okay, let's also bring all this over. I do want to make this a copper finish, so that way all the elevated area looks the same. As you can see, like all this is like the copper color. If we did something like this, I then want, potentially, where are my walls? If we put glass frames here, glass going all the way around on that side. We could make this at a 45. Actually, that could be another idea. That actually might work better. Let's nudge this one over to here. I might open all of this up a little bit. Does it need to be, yeah, 2 meter. I do think I like that more. Don't like the wall clipping through. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. So then, okay. This is a start. I don't like the hub being horizontal. So I think I still want to keep it lengthwise going this way. I think that's still going to be better. So hub definitely needs to go this way. Do I want it clipping just slightly? I think so. Yeah. So what I'm also kind of thinking is foundations, half foundation. I think this actually might separate some of this a little bit. So then I want these windows to be too tall with a full foundation like this with overhang. Is the 4 meter too much? 4 meter might be too much there. I mean, just look how it's just, it doesn't have a present on top of this entire space right now. Like, even with how it's looking, of course, sometimes you have to trust the process, but right now that process is not looking good. What else could we do? We could go for a more modern theme. I've done that in the past, so we could do something similar to this. We could do something similar to that. We could use more angled pieces like our rubber factory over here. You know, what can we take from those that fits up here? You know what? Actually, hold on. Even though it's high up, we don't need it all to be glass. So maybe what we do is let's take the wall. Set these here. So I think we would discontinue these half foundations. Actually, we'll fix that. So we'll just do these for now. Is that facing out? Nope. Okay, so then so many building pieces, which I love. Come on, get on the end. Ooh, we need to rotate it 90 or 180. Why isn't that lining up? Normally does. That's better. So then, is that the right direction? No, it needs to be turned. Okay, so yes, I know there's a small gap right there for now. Ooh, actually, hold on. Let's do this. I wonder if we can, like, convert this into... What, it was 3 tall? How would it look if it felt like we, like, connected? Let's see. If we extended this... This one needs to turn. Okay, I actually kind of like that more. Kind of gives it some more depth. We'd do some things with the glass, too, to fix that. So that's good. But then I think what we could do with these is small concrete pillars here, actually. So then... what height do I want them at? So the other thing I'd like to do sometimes is, because we have enough walkway space to add like this kind of thing, but I don't think it's going to work well here. We could try to add some more angle to everything. Only problem is we're using the half walls there, so, or the half foundation, so I wish they had half, like, ramps. That would be fantastic. Bother me not having this be white to match everything else. Okay, So then, is that going to cause an issue with everything else, actually? Trying to think ahead if it's going to cause us any issues. So let's see how it looks from a distance. It just looks so boxy. So one of the other things I could kind of do, if I didn't like how this looks when I'm done, I could maybe look at like expanding this up, but with like some space in between, so it looks more of like a continuation of this with some space. That might be one of the other alternatives. Because also right now, with where our hypertube is to go down to the space elevator, I think it's covered up. I mean, half walls I don't mind too much because you can just use like the 1 meters. But so if I wanted to extend this up, how would I go about doing that? I mean, you could do using big concrete pillars in strategic spots, like in the corners. Is that right? No, it's not. Is that right? Nope. Here we go. Yeah, I know you guys are gonna hate me, but I'm getting rid of everything we just did in here. I just don't like it. It doesn't, for like a hub area, for this entire area, it doesn't fit the aesthetic of everything else, unfortunately. And I'd like my hub area to be like a standout part of everything. And it just, right now, it's not doing that. So if we were to extend this up, I'd have to get rid of the half. Let's get rid of these for now to see. So if I want to extend this up and out one, puts that there. Oop, don't get rid of the space elevator. Only issue with being so close. Yeah, right now, nothing's just, you know, speaking to me like, yeah, that's it. Like, haven't done anything that I'm like fully satisfied with. Let's get rid of these. So I am kind of liking the idea of some of this more, because it feels like it matches the rest of the of everything below it. So I am liking that. So that's better. I did want to extend that. If we wanted to fully continue it, it'd be up to there. Ooh. Okay, this is kind of giving me an idea, actually. And then it would actually work with the theme of the build. So, what I'm thinking is we have this shape. Let's just continue this shape. So, let's get rid of these two. Where does that put us? So that puts us there. If we just use these as a guide. So we keep all that open, like to there. Then I think it should line up with... Is it going to line up, actually? Let's find out. Be there, right? It's not fully lining up. Well, that also is not in the correct spot, so... Okay, so it's actually not even at... Or no, I'm being silly right now. Okay. We could extend that one more. Does one more look better than the two? part of me was thinking what we could do is, if we did this, we could maybe then have it come out one more time at a 45. Okay, I am liking this. And it's even actually getting to the point to where we could even just fully go around this and keep the entire hub area open. You know, I don't have to fully enclose it like I kind of talked about earlier. So that's an idea. Let's see. And I actually get a lot of questions about, like, how do I plan my builds and, like, what they're going to look like. And the honest answer is I don't. I do not plan any of my builds, which has come back to bite me a lot of times because it means, like, sometimes it's hard to think 20 steps in advance with, like, how many items you'll need, which is an issue sometimes. Why'd I do it this way? I mean, it works, I guess. So is it better to have it come out one more, like this? Where's it putting it, this one? So if we want this to be like the entrance into the area, it's like at a slightly higher elevation. I mean, this would all become this height. So that way, like, that looks good. I kind of like the space in between being open a little bit. Don't know what I would do with that space yet. I mean, it could be used for trophies, stuff like that. It's so close to, like, lining up perfectly there. Alright. So, how did I do this originally? I mean, just this one extended out? I kind of like how it looks from, like, this direction with, like, no glass or anything in the way. I think just seeing your thought process live is great inspiration. This is the hardest part for me. I like the imagination somewhat. I mean, honestly, that's part of the reason why I don't stream all the time is because the amount of time I go back and forth deleting things is just constant. Like, I've gotten rid of entire worlds. Which, like, one thing I can actually do is show you guys a world. Now that my mic isn't muted, I actually tried to show it at the end of my last stream and talk through it, not realizing my mic was muted. Not sure if I'd like that. Like the little bump out. Like, I like the idea of it, but I don't think it's necessary. So we're going to get rid of that. So, I'm liking what we have here. And I feel like maybe from here on, it could be enclosed. So I do like that a lot of this is open. So walls, like, what could we do? I could, let's continue this so I can at least see a reference point. If we did glass walls here, and here, oh, those aren't, why aren't those lining up? Oh, it's because, okay, I know why. See, it just looks so small. I love doing this and my process being pretty much identical, courageous to stream it. Yeah, I mean, again, I get the question so many times, like, how do you do what you do, and, like, how do you come up with your designs? I never write anything down. I never, you know, plan. a design in advance. Like, yes, sometimes I'll look up modern buildings and stuff like that for inspiration, but 99% of the time, it's just me winging it. Like, a perfect example is the latest video I made with the coal power plant. That was just all me winging it and seeing what worked and what didn't. And that's a lot of the times why you don't see completed builds of mine. You know what? Let me show you an example of a not completed build, but one that still has potential that I could go back to if I really wanted to. And it will show you my main issue with this game and how I do things is thinking of a plan in advance but not knowing how all the logistics will work. So I think it's this world here. So, speaking of hub designs, this will kind of come into play. Because this is a world that I worked on for a day or two, working on a completely new build with a hub. And so I got this far with it, and I still like a lot of this build. I still think it has a lot of potential for things. But then when it came to getting resources here, I didn't think about where are trucks going to drop items off. That's one of my biggest issues is I don't like spreading out my builds. I like everything to be like in one area if I can. And the issue with that sometimes is how do you get all the resources for this entire game to one area? It's one of the hardest things. So the main focus that I did first, was the space elevator being here with this roundabout type of road around it. That we could access different parts of everything. With the space elevator being activated from here, or accessed, not activated. And then you would walk into the hub itself, where originally I had containers here with like some of the more essential parts, so like iron plates, concrete, stuff like that was the original thought. Then I wanted to convert it to like a power room, and so I was working on that. Up here itself is where the hub was, enclosed with windows, because it's like, oh, like it doesn't need to go anywhere. But if it were, it's almost like you could think these could retract, is kind of the idea. Building in the workshop and everything into the wall, putting these here so you kind of like overlook everything down below. Hypertubes that would take you to different areas was the idea here. So I think it's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hypertubes that could take you to 7 different parts of the map. You would have the awesome sinks that would, obviously awesome sink different items. Issue I had with these was for a hub design this big, you would need a lot more awesome sinks. And so that was one of the biggest issues. Parking garage, so, if I came here to visit in a vehicle, I have a place to park the vehicle. Also more there for aesthetics. And then this area was where I was going to be manufacturing a lot of the items. Issue came space. And space is one of the biggest issues with hubs. And how I like to design is having enough space for everything, which is why in the world that we are mainly working in today, I'm actually building things with a different mentality. Normally I like to build the building first and then try to fit everything into it, to where now I'm actually trying to build the machines first to figure out how much space I actually need. And then up here is a drone port that could, my original thought was these would distribute batteries throughout the entire world to different facilities for different vehicles that are traveling around, was the idea. So this would be a drone port for that. Or maybe these were bringing stuff in. I can't remember which one. Yep, exactly. I need more production space, which is the issue. And then this here was going to be a power plant, which I still want to take parts of this because I like the idea of this power plant. Like up here in between these two pieces was going to be more like light beams, or even spelling out like maybe power station in there. It was kind of the idea. But you'd walk in, and then the first thing you see are just all these giant fluid buffers that could then hold up to different fluids. Obviously, don't have enough room for the industrial size, so I just use like the fluid buffer, the smaller one. And then in here itself was just the fuel power generators, was the idea for this entire build. I think it's like 15 fuel power generators, and then just the power bank here, which I actually like how the power bank looks. So I'm going to try to like utilize something similar to this in the other world that we're looking at today. But yeah, and then the other cool thing that I really like is the train station that would bring in a lot of the fuel would be right above. So like when you walk in, the train station is actually right above all of this, but you would never really tell. And it's supposed to sit in between this area up here, was again the idea. So yeah, that's what this world was. Has a lot of potential still. The issue became, okay, if I wanted to bring in resources for all the essentials, right, and make those essential items here to then be stored for when I need them, the issue became, how much space do I need, and then how do I get all those resources into here was the other issue. Like, do I put a truck station over here? Well, this area isn't really big enough for a truck station. Over here, can't really fit a truck station there with the amount of materials that we would need. Can't really fit a train station either. This area, not too sure what I could even do with it. It's on a weird part of this roundabout, which is the other issue with roundabouts. So there's stuff here as well. So there's still a lot of things that I can take away from this. I like how the hub itself looks. It's just, I kind of lost where it could go. So yeah. That's where that world was at before I stopped. Worked on the world template one that I made a video on. And then I started on this one, which this one is kind of a culmination of all that. I'm trying to utilize blueprints more often. So, you know, working on things like that. Okay, so now we're back to the main area. So... okay, I have another thing that I think I know it's also throwing me off. Sometimes you just need a little bit of time to look at something. Let's get rid of all this railing. I think what's throwing me off is you have this nice angled wall here, but then it's just such a harsh 90-degree corner. I honestly think what we need to do is we need to extend this one out a little bit. Like this. I think this is going to help tremendously. Then let's make sure we're keeping everything lined up because it makes our lives so much easier. Yeah, it still was quite a few days of work, but I'm not afraid for, it's a good and bad thing, to, I don't know why I got rid of that because it's changed the material for it. That's what I could have done. I will literally stop working on things because I don't like how it looks. Doesn't matter how much time I put into it. Especially for me, if I'm going to make videos on something, I honestly want to make sure I like it a lot. And I don't like just putting out videos for the sake of videos. I like, you know, putting out stuff that I'm passionate about and that I'm like, okay, I'm happy with the work that I did there. Which is sometimes why you don't see a huge amount of videos coming out. Because if I can't come up with anything that I like, I'm not going to upload something. This looks a lot better already. So it kind of broke up that harsh angle. So I think that's a lot better already. And the thing that we can do now is we can combine what we had here. So what we can do is using our stairs. One come up here, one come down here. And then make that into its unpainted. So, okay. So, good progress there. Let's get rid of the 45 we have here now. Still doesn't solve the issue of what to do with the rest of the space, but it definitely helps the angles, especially like these two angles matching up now. I think it looks a lot more clean. So, I'm actually way happy with that. Only other issue that comes with doing that is you then have more space to utilize. And so something that I'm also trying to work on with this world is having more empty space. I like to keep things compact and I don't like to waste space. But I've seen, like with a lot of other YouTubers and stuff, they utilize a lot more empty space for things. And that's something I'm trying to get better at doing. So, just continue this. So So, I wonder if we could like convert this into like two separate, not separate buildings, but like almost separate buildings. So, this one, I feel like this also needs to be 4 tall. If this was 4 tall, it's not gonna be too much. Because you could do something... No, see, I don't like doing that. The other deceiving thing that is always hard to remember with Satisfactory is when you're placing things in a creative mode, when you stop flying, how big things actually are. So like, you know, when I'm flying up here, and I'm placing a, 2-meter foundation, it doesn't look that tall. I'm like, oh. But then when you're actually down here, it's like, oh yeah, it's the height of my person. So that's something I also like try to check sometimes, is making sure I'm actually utilizing my space well. So I really want this mod turned off. I need to turn that off. So mods have actually worked now. I'm not, well, this one, I'm not actually sure if it does. Does it? Oh yeah, it actually does. So mods actually work in 1.0 now. At least some mods. I'm not sure about like all mods. So what could we do here? I like this idea, but I feel like it just needs to be fine-tuned a little bit to work up here. So if we scale it back a little bit, so like this. Yeah, so how's everyone's day gone? Did everyone have a good Monday? No, don't want... Only issue with all the zooping and placing of items sometimes. So why isn't this lining up? Why isn't that lining up? Would it need to be... I think it would have to be this one. That's why. Right? No? Would it need to be half? I think we need to be a half foundation here. Do I have any half foundations around? Nope. Yeah, that looks like it would line up more. It's like if I got rid of that. Yeah, so that already lines up more how it's supposed to. Okay. Why does that feel so harsh, though? Like the angle of everything. It just feels very harsh. Not too shabby for a Monday? Well, that's good, bottom. Sorry, I know I'm not moving. I'm trying to think. This really has me stumped. And I don't know what is fully stumping me on it. Like, maybe it's the location of this? Is that what's also doing it? Do I need to just move it farther back? Is that what's throwing me off right now? And I'm trying so hard to get it at the end that it's throwing everything else off. Maybe. So, okay, we're not going to place the hub down until we can figure out what to do with this area. Is that a, yeah, that was at a 45, so we're fine there. I do need to bring this out. That way we're keeping it symmetrical on both sides. And then bring that all the way out. So I'm not sure what I want to do with this area over here, because there is some coal. So I'm trying to think like how I'm going to utilize this space over here. What am I hearing? Ah, there's a thing in there. Okay, let's copper this off so it looks the same. Been fun. Thanks for all for putting up with my... Oh, been fun. So you gotta go Evo or Ivo. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but yeah, have a good one. Alright, so we got all of this space in here. What can we do with it? It's a lot of space. Could convert some of this into the portal room, because we actually have more space up here, because portals are... Where are they under? Special? Where are they under? Probably under transport. Yeah. So main portal. What is the difference between a main portal and a satellite portal? So like this is the one like I would always come back to? Like it would always take me back here? Is that what that means? Oh, hold on, let's see what Ada says.
You have finally built a portal. Perhaps now your progress won't be as slow. To ensure no further delays happen, I will give you some tips. A functional portal is two-way and requires one main and one satellite portal, each only connecting to the other. Establishing a portal connection will require input of singularity reactors, vast amounts of power, and some patience. Before you continue, you could still change the placement of that one. It seems suboptimal.
Okay, so I also need singularity cells. That's what it was saying. And so the main portal is just the main one that you come from. Satellite is just where you would go to, then you can come back through. It sounds like. So, okay. So what do we need for singularity? I think that's made in here, right? Nope. Converter? Where's the singularity? I know I'm being really bad about how I'm going about this, so let's just do it this way. It's made in the manufacturer with a lot of stuff. Mainly, the biggest issue is the nuclear pasta that it needs. And there's no other way to make it, is there? Singularity cell. I said one nuclear pasta. Thing is, I don't need a huge amount of these, do I? Does it need to be constantly running, or is it just once I'm using it? Dark matter crystal. I think I should make that pretty easily. Okay. So I know I want... Is it... Yeah, these need to be at a... down 2 meters. So... Alright, we got all of this space. So, let's just say, if we got rid of that row, right, and we had just that, same thing with this. No, this wasn't even fully right, though, because it's not just one. I guess technically it didn't matter how I was thinking about that. It's the same thing. I was just being too cautious. Because it doesn't matter. They both end up at the same angle. Okay. It just seems so square. How would I go about changing that? Ooh, okay. I wonder. Another idea forming. So, it's because I was into the space elevator. So we have this, right? So, we did 2. followed by, let's just get this. Well, how do I? If I stopped it there, actually might be better. So then what we're going to do is turn this. Come on, why? There we go. We're going to see how this will look. So it's still just off. Why is everything off? I don't understand what's throwing everything off right now. Nope. Let's get rid of the space elevator. Because, so if I wanted this here, let's just lay it out with foundations. It's going to be the easier thing to do. Yeah, because this is a full foundation. So I don't know why everything just feels so far off. Because, oh, so I think I know why. So I think the reason why is because technically this would have to be a half foundation. Am I right? Because then this would go here. That, I think that's what's throwing me off, is the half part of it. Because then this should be able to go here. With 2. So you guys might be able to see where I'm going with this. I mean, we've seen where I was going with things earlier, and it didn't quite work out, but this is a start, at least. So let's zoop this over here. Get rid of the one in the middle. Put this one here. So these aren't going to stay here, they're just kind of as a reference right now. So one of my cats is going crazy right now. So it would knock off that much space, but that space could be perfect to fit everything that we need. Put this here. Using the nudge tool. Can't believe I didn't know about that for so long. So frustrating. Okay. So, what this does is it continues of what this wall did. It's like we could put... I kind of would actually want this to be glass, I think. Alright, what we're going to do is get rid of all of this floor for now. We don't need all of this. What we do is just use 4-meter foundations for now. Yeah, let's just continue this for a concept. See what we're gonna end up at. So I'd like it ends here, so that's perfect. Walls. Which windows do we want to use? I mean, these are my favorite windows because they're just so clean. Let's place these first. Okay, what I'm going to do is I like doing this as a... save me some time. So, we got that, right? So technically, that is a big open area, theoretically. But I think what this could potentially do is allow us to put our, not space elevator, our hub. Yeah, look at that. Perfectly in between. Like, right on the edge. So, this could continue up. Just like this. And I could honestly keep having this come up. So, okay, this is actually why I saved. So then I'm going to load, because I still have all those foundations there. So this will allow me to just go back and continue what we were just doing. So, we're going to take just regular walls now. I'm going to bring these up, say 3 each. Yeah, 4 actually. So, welcome everyone to the stream who is just tuning in. Looks like we have more viewers that just joined. If you're just joining in, I am trying to figure out a good hub design for the world that we're currently in. And it's been a lot of back and forth so far. We've had some good ideas. This is the best one we've had so far. So let's see what it looks like with just 2 first. Nope, that'll get rid of the space elevator. So if we did that, we wouldn't have this one up here if we decide to keep this height. So we wouldn't have this. So then this would just come up 1 each. Okay. So I like this. I like where this is going so far. So then what I would do is I kind of want to leave this side open. I like how it looks open. But for walls, what I'd probably end up doing is utilizing these. Maybe with glass above it. I think glass above it would actually look better. Okay. I am liking this. Do want to get rid of these angled pieces right here. They're throwing me for a loop. So then, okay. Then, if we wanted to keep this, we would then have to change. Ugh. So if I'm wanting to do, I mean, would the hub even fit sideways into here? I mean, it it does. Barely. But it does. I'm not sure if I would want to do that though, because I feel like I want to center. Yeah. Don't like that. Okay. We'll figure out the rest of that, because that's smaller details at this point. This is the main part that we're interested in, is how this is looking. You want to get rid of the walls are kind of pointless. Oop. Get rid of that. That wall. And get rid of this one for now as well. Okay. So, if we did this, I feel like it would look better with it being slightly enclosed on the top. So we're not done with the building itself yet, because I'm still going to add like more details and stuff like that. I'm mainly just trying to figure out this first hub area. So, hub itself, I mean, needs to go. How's that looking? The back, kind of close to the front. So let's bring it back a little bit. Okay. So if we place that there, I like how it fills the space. Don't like the interference here. Do I have any half foundations? How would that help? I mean, do I just leave the whole thing open? I mean, we could just look at doing half foundations around everything. That might be a better solution. See how it looks with half foundations. I mean, it clips through a little bit, but I think it's enough to where it's fine for me. It does that. I do want to lower this down by 1 meter if I were to actually keep it, but I'll worry about that later. So the reason why I wanted to do at least the half is because then I can add pillars. Where's the middle? I think finding the middle is going to be a pain, because I technically don't think there is a proper middle. I'm honestly wondering if even the walls on this side are even necessary, and just keep the shape and then make the rest of the building. Might honestly look better, because like from down here it looks a little weird just having like that one strip in front. So what we're gonna do is get rid of all the walls up to this point. Get rid of all these half foundations that we just placed. Okay, so like this is fine. I think where this is at now is fine. We would still add... Not what I want to do with that. All of this. Yeah, honestly, I think it looks better this way. Okay. So we have that. So then, now, it's trying to figure out how do we do the rest of this build. So, with how we have these stairs set up, we would technically need this. Same thing on this side. It's just, what, 1.5? That's not... This is going to be more clipping for no reason. Use half foundations there. Okay. So, options that we have are... After we put down... Might as well just put down the half foundations. I mean, so how do you guys enjoy these type of streams? Do you guys think it's something I should keep doing? Are they kind of boring? What do you guys think? Why? It is placing it correctly. I'll just continue this foundation on both sides. Come on. So I want to like keep this as like an exterior walkway. I know that. So maybe foundations. How do we want to do this? I don't know. Because you could do half foundations. Half foundations work. We could do pillars. Pillars always work as well. So if we did that, we would just take these. Let's do something like this. Not a bad shout. Then we just we'd make like an overhang here. Because the other thing that we're going to want to do is make this with like a pillar. So sorry, just taking a quick drink of my lemonade. I would like it to be glass, because I think glass would look better. How do I want to do this? Tricky, tricky, tricky. So if we use small concrete pillars, what's it look like? Just brought it back like half. It's not bad. Because then, like, what we would do is... something like that. So, just get rid of all this. I like you focus here on just the aesthetics of the build. Oh yeah, I mean, 90% of my builds are all just aesthetics, honestly. That's like the main thing that I worry about, which is a good and bad thing, right? I mean, this game is not all about aesthetics, but what I love about this game is you can play it how you want to play it. I think is what makes this game so great, is for the people that want to take aesthetics seriously, you can do that. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do that. Like, you know, there's so many great things about it. So I don't like the double glass, like, touching. How would this look if... That's not bad. I feel like that actually opens up a couple more options, actually. Closing that off. So what we can do is take... Oh, man. I can tell it's, like, getting a little bit later. Well, do we want to take a full foundation? So if we do something like this... God, it's so wide. Let's say we could, like, then do an overhang. You know, something like... So it's a vertical. Here. Ooh, okay. I'm having some ideas pop into my head. So I'm thinking, like, what if this went up? Where I hate 45-degree angles sometimes. Because what I'm thinking... Yes, I know there's a gap. Before anyone comments that, I am aware. If we did something like this, we didn't place a second one. Let's focus on this. Then, part of me is like, if we had a doorway here on either side. Where is that? It's under walls anyways. I don't know why I'm scrolling all the way down in foundations. So we wanted to open that way. Like, so you could walk up, and then this is how, like, you walked into the area. I mean, how can we solve... I mean, we can use pillars to do this, to close off that gap. Not really, actually. Okay. Let's see what we can do. And we can just use 2 doors, I guess is the other option, honestly. So... just had this come up there. Yeah, we could just use 2 doors. I actually did that in my rubber plant. Just take This. Nah, you just have 2 doors. Same when you walk up to them. It's actually not bad. Alright. We're slowly getting there. Very slowly, but slowly nonetheless. And so the good thing about using all these 45-degree angles is right now, it's keeping it consistent with the rest of this area of the world. Which is why I'm trying to utilize them so much. So then get rid of these. Let's grab the doors. That way, and that way. Wow, it's so crazy not even seeing, like, you can't even see the glass really there. Okay. I mean, if I did this as well, I mean, beams for sure would be coming down. Like this. Which, speaking of beams, you want to place these now? So it would look like that. Alright, so then we're back to this issue again. So if we continue the glass theme, ends up here. Not end of the world, not great. So now if we did this, it does add a slight overhang, which is a good thing. You lose probably a little bit of seeing things, but that's fine. Okay. Let's take a foundation. Don't really care which one it is right now. If it came up like this. That's not bad. It's not the greatest. I mean, there's not a... I wonder, actually, could we do... What else could we do with this? We didn't want that overhang. We could just, you know... do this. It's pretty simple to do that. Wrong way. So could definitely do that. Could even just knock out that wall, make this glass to continue the theme. Question is, like, what do you do with that area? I mean, similar thinking at that point, where you could just make all of it glass. Because, like, I still want the overhang. I think 2 meter is just fine. Like, I don't think it needs to be a full overhang. Wouldn't be a... Let's see how it looks with a full overhang, actually. So... there. Okay. I hate changing between all the different modes of zooping sometimes. Nope, don't get rid of the top one. Wait, was I didn't have... Wait, what am I doing? I'm losing it a little bit. There we go. Here's what I want to do. Okay. Let's just move this back. So we did a full overhang. I don't think it would look horrible. So like if we zoop this all the way across, so it even goes like over the stairs. It's not bad. Could we do anything with that area in between? Like, either there's a couple of different options. Either we fully fill it in. It's one option. We can... Let's actually see how this looks. I have an idea. This would change it to a little bit more modern, which I'm always a fan of. I love more modern looks anyways. So let's see how it would look if we did this. Let's come all the way across. And let's move this over. Huh. Why isn't that? I mean, it's not like it's... Interesting. How come the half foundation doesn't line up? Didn't expect that. I did not expect that at all. Is that a thing? The half foundations just don't line up as good? Or is it just a weird... No, they do. Weird. And this one just turns. Is it there? I think so. Nope, it was not. Wait. I think it need to be over one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Ah, so much thinking about all this stuff. So if we left it all open like this, I was wondering how this would look of using beams and connecting all of it like this. I'm not fully sure on how it will look yet. We'll have to take a step back and look. To the corner. It's gonna be the better way to do it. So how's that look? From down here. I don't mind that. I think it's just this concrete wall here. I think at this point that's throwing me off. So, might just make it all glass. I think that helps. Yeah, that really helps. Because then there's a couple things we can do with walls, like angled walls, to make our lives easier. And to make all this look better. Like simple stuff like this goes a long way. I actually use the inverted one here to make this one look better. Yeah, I kind of like the shadow effect this one gives. Alright. Are we actually happy with something that we made? Wow. Miracles can happen. You guys have witnessed something amazing. Because I am not usually happy with the things I build. Mainly in this game. I've made things in other games that I'm always happy with. This game has always been a very difficult one for me to be proud of the builds I make. Yeah, I actually like this. I think this will give a lot more texture. Question is, what color do we make them? I think black would be good, but I think we could also go with a white to stand out more if we wanted. Yeah, I'm kind of digging how that looks, especially from a top down. This feels more fitting for the area now. Like, this looks a lot better. And there's still a couple things we have to do, like, of course, adding railing to this, which that will also help with some depth. Perfect. And then you know what we can also do with this? Continue from the beams down, like we said we were going to do. I also like outlining my windows. I kind of want to make this one straight. Let's make it default. Yeah, have it go up and connect is fine. So then this would turn the corner. So how do you guys think this is turning out? Don't forget the one in the corner. Might get rid of the ones on this side though. I think the windows are too close together. Doesn't really make a difference. And we'll actually probably get rid of the angled wall there. And probably even get rid of it off this one. Yeah, this is getting there. Still a change of color we gotta do. I don't like this one actually going all the way up. I also don't think I like these going all the way up, so we're gonna do, you know what, I kinda like it being at a 45, so we'll keep that there. But then definitely, yep, that's good. Let's make these black. And let's see how we're looking. And then we need to add railing here as well. I feel like this is definitely missing. Like, it just looks so clear, you know? But yeah, I'm definitely liking. This is better from like where we started versus like where we're at right now. This is a lot better. It looks a little weird with these pillars because it looks like they're just like stopping. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could do with those. I honestly don't think there is really anything I can do with that. So what we're gonna do with this. Where's the inverted one? How would it look if we did use different windows for this one? If we went with the frame window. Weirdly enough, the frame window is actually my second favorite window. Ooh, yeah, frame window looks better. Looks better there, I think. So we're going to keep that. So then to get to the hub, you just continue walking outside. So again, we'll probably lower this by 1. Like with 1 meter foundations. And maybe add just a little bit of overhang. Oop, oop. I like that. Okay. Gives it a little bit more depth. Especially for these windows around here. Liking this. Anything else I could think of that we could do? Not really. I mean, we can move on to the inside now. Oh, that took so long just to get to the inside. And we still have the whole other side to do, which I'm thinking could probably make it symmetrical, honestly. Might be the best bet. So, how would it look if this just had just want to see how this will look real quick. Nope. It's gonna stick out, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Option number 2 for that is we just change the angle and see how it looks. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Better. Hides the pillar part that we were talking about. We'll fix this so it fixes the clipping issue. Yep. Yep. Liking this. Because, so, this continued. We'll worry about the other side. Yeah, I mean, look at how much better that one little angled piece makes right there. World of difference, in my opinion, at least. Perfect. Oh, man. Alright. Anything else on the outside that I could think of that we need to do? So we fixed that issue that I had. So that's good. I don't really think there's any other issues. I could potentially add glass above, but I think that would ruin it because we said we're just going to keep it open to the air. Oop, I didn't make that the right color. There we go. Okay. So what do you guys think? Like, obviously it's not fully done yet, but... See, this is why I take my time with things. Because, like, it took a lot of undoing to get to this point, but I'm actually to a point where I'm happy with it. So then, walls. Where's the thing? That acts as a railing. Actually, yeah, we're gonna keep that. Keep that there. Keep this. Keep that there. What we can do is make all of this copper. So it matches everything else. It took so long to get to this point. But I'm happy with that. So then inside, we actually need to change these now. Because these need to be exterior ones now. Doesn't mess anything up, does it? Ooh, it does. Okay. Another issue we just found. And how are we going to fix it? Okay. Problem solving time. What could we do to fix this? I mean, let's try using half foundations and see if we're gonna have the same issue. I think we will because it's so close to the stairs. Especially with this one, yeah. Okay. Simple solution is changing how the stairs look. So even though we just got done putting some walls, what we can do is just continue this all the way across. Still keep what we have, but it solves the issue because then I don't have to worry about it clipping through the stairs. So like now it should be fine. Yeah, now it's fine. So like that was the easy solution. So just do the same thing. Here. Perfect. I mean, stairs we can actually keep kind of a similar concept. Just have the stairs going down this way instead now. So 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, that's the most simple solution, you know, without making things overly complicated. Because you could definitely make things more complicated there if you really wanted to. But I don't really think there's a need to for this. Okay. Now there is other things I could do. I could put walls in between, like 1 meter walls, on the inside of these half foundations, and color those to give it some extra depth. Kind of curious how that looks now. It's all these small details that most people won't even ever see. Like, no one's gonna see this and be like, oh, I can't believe you added that small detail. And I can't believe you took the extra 45 stupid minutes to do it. But yet, here I am. Oh, that's not gonna, yep. As soon as I placed it, I knew. Get placed on the right side. What? Is that not in the right spot? Not that it actually takes a huge amount of time, but... Let's just say, so if we did that, I would then make these white. Because I think white will look really good in the contrast with the black. Especially like when you're up here, it's a detail you'll notice more, like when you're actually standing here. Come on, place it. There we go. Why can't I place that? Then let's color these. Why can't I paint this one? Let's paint that. And paint that. Yeah, it just adds a nice little border to it. That is too much overlap. Honestly, do we even... Yeah, I mean, that looks better. These will just need to move in one. Yep, there we go. Hey, Steven McGregor, how you guys doing? Or how you doing? Alright. Oh, man. Okay, so happy with that. So that's all good. Inside now. Then we can just put this wall here. Hello. Oh, Surtur? Surtur plays? How's it going? Alright, so that's all good. We're at the right heights for everything. Keep it at a 2 meter height, I think is what we need to be at right now. I'm honestly wondering if we need to make this symmetrical. Because, like, do we need to have the same exit on this side? I'm not sure if we need to. Let's get rid of the portal, because we're getting ready to change that anyways. Because then... Okay, mate. I see we have very similar interests. We do! Love building and just love making things look pretty. That's mainly what I do. And this is what I have made so far. Still a lot of work to be done. Haven't made it all on this stream, by the way, just to let you know. But been working on this new world, and right now it's mainly working on the hub part of the factory. So, like that. You're from Vancouver Island. How do you deal with all of the Z fighting? So there's a couple ways to do it. I mean, I'm not sure if you know the trick with using pillars. Pillars is the best way to deal with it, honestly. I've also noticed with like some of these things, like, yeah, do I like how it looks with the Z clipping? No, it's not as bad with the shinier foundations. So, but you can use the pillar method, and that's the best way to do it, honestly, if it does really bother you. I like doing that with roads. Where is a pillar? So, like, if I didn't want it to clip, you know, I would just take this and set it just below the height that needs to be at, and then just place another foundation, and it solves the issue. I'm trying to think how I want to make this look now, because I want this to be for our portals. We also need to make sure we have room for everything else too, which I think we do. I mean, we can put like our MAM and everything. I didn't do much prettifying in my last playthrough, just went minimal to finish the game with minimal power usage. Here's the funny thing. I have made a lot of videos and spent a lot of time in this game. I've never actually once completed a full playthrough without creative. I mainly just use creative, is all I do. At some point I do want to do a full playthrough. It's just, I gotta do it. I just, you know, I just gotta do it. That's the main thing. I actually like the man being there. I like that. Let's place a equipment workshop. We could go on the other side. How did I like the man being at an angle though? Nah, not so much. Alright. So, mainly just at this point, feeling like I want to do something slightly different on this side. Part of me is even like, do we even need the door on the left side? And I could discontinue this wall with some different themes. Could try that. See how this looks. First, don't like that it goes right in between the rocks. Kind of kills what I was gonna do. Architecture, blueprints, building pieces, 8 meter. Love the blueprints that make life so much easier. I get tangled in the spaghetti mess around tier 5 or so, then start over. Yeah, and so that's the thing I struggle with a lot with this game is, like I said, I do a lot of creative playthroughs, like what I'm doing now. But being that I've never actually fully completed a proper playthrough, I get lost with how many of like this resource do I actually need, and then like am I under, like am I over making too many of one, am I under making of another? Like that's all stuff that gets me, and I actually still have issues even with creative playthroughs. So we need our ramps. Let's put this down so it acts as our railing. See, I mainly focus on the beautifying of things, but I also still like to make my items efficient. And normally, I am very particular about like not wasting space. But with this build and this playthrough, I'm trying to utilize a lot more empty space, weirdly. It's actually very easy to complete. I did it in 29 episodes and used only about 35 megawatts with everything automated. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved the game, and I have done, like, I've started playthroughs. I've just never finished them. I get so caught up with, usually if I'm playing this game, it's usually because I'm going to be making videos, and so it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one for me, because I do want to do a full playthrough for sure. Do we have any just regular foundations? Can I just grab one? Perfect. Yeah, kind of like it being like this on this side for now, at least. I'll probably change my mind later about it. Because, like, I still think one of my favorite builds was my nuclear power plant that I made. I mean, it was over a year ago, but that was like a complete build that I was very happy with. You know what? Let's continue the theme of the pillars on the inside. So I think that's going to give us some texture, and we'll go into the rock, which is fine. I'm actually trying to utilize nature more often as well with this playthrough. Perfect. And yes, I do know it's too tall, but it's a lot easier to delete than place. So that's where I love the blueprints. And then if I wanted to get rid of the whole wall, I can just select the blueprint and get rid of it. Okay, perfect. And have this come down as well. Didn't even have to do nuclear, but I will get to it anyway. I mean, I love nuclear. I mean, from a building point of view, it was a fun challenge. Again, if it came to doing it, you know, without a creative playthrough, very different story. That's for sure. I'm trying to move my controller. It's in the way I'm pulling on my headphone cord. Give me a second, guys. And put this up here. Okay. Then let's color this. I think I did carbon steel. Yep. Okay. So I want this to be a portal room. I have a dedicated server. If you ever want to do co-op, we have similar size channels. Yeah. I mean, I'll subscribe to your channel. And take a look at your stuff. And yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I just don't have so much time for... because I have some other channels I'm also trying to get up and running as well. But I am getting more back into this game, for sure. And I am loving it again. It's one of those games where as soon as I pick it up, I get addicted again. Transport, that's where. So all these need to be main portals with what I want to do. So, how do I want this to look? Can you just access the... Yeah, you can, okay. So I don't really need to access the back, I don't think. Haven't used portals yet, but... I think that should be enough portals. So then... place those there. So now we can just walk into them. Architecture... Let's beautify this a little bit. Probably actually don't even need 3 tall. Let's do 2 for now. A little bit dark. Let's turn on our flashlight. Oh, I didn't even realize I used metal pillars for that. I use concrete. I do have Discord. I do. Let's see. What did big pillar do? Ooh. Actually, kind of like how the big pillar looks more. Yeah, kind of digging that. I don't know how it'll look on the last one, though. Yeah, liking how this looks a little bit more. Kind of like the top being exposed a little bit, honestly. Let's move this back. I think it's going to clip through. No, it's not. Cool. Alright. So I like how the portals are looking. We're going to unpaint them. I do, with this being the hub, I kind of make these all white floors to make it feel more like very clean. Is it going to make... It's going to be a pain with that one cleaning one. Or that one foundation. So ultra white. Oh, come on, let me just paint that one. Why is it on both sides? There we go. Basically, I get closer to the... Yep. Whew, that's bright. Honestly, might need to tone that down a little bit, but... Alright. So we got that. Still a lot of empty space, which is, again, good and bad, just because it's what I tell myself I want to do, is leave more space, but at the same time I don't want to leave this much space. So what can I do with it, is the next question. Oh, that wall's going through. Need to fix that. Yeah, thank you, Starter. Is that right? Alright, so then that looks good. I think the white's probably honestly a little too much. Obviously flashlight makes it worse, but I'm not going to make everything white just because it's like the hub area. I want it to feel more special. So then this was just going to be all glass. And this side. So I'm not going to finish this side yet, because I want to fully finish this side first. They need to give us furniture. They do. I mean, there's mods for that. And mods are becoming available again with 1.0. Like that. I wonder if I could... I mean, it's not really necessary to do this. It'd be a lot more work than it's really needed. I could make these at an angle. How... It's gonna be the best way to do it, though. Let's just try it and see. Architecture... Need a painted beam. And just have it come to the back like that. Yeah, so I'd have to start... Yeah, I feel like it's not worth the hassle. Do that. Alright. That's good. I mean, I can add like trophies and stuff like that in here. There are some blueprints I can also download that I actually have in some of my other worlds. That I could add in here to like give it a little bit more space, like to fill up some space more. Okay, so the other thing I need to figure out right now is I have a hypertube right underneath where the hub is right now. I gotta figure out how we're gonna get to that. I mean, might actually be that difficult, honestly. Just have it loop over to here. Actually, not a bad idea. So what we're gonna do is set this to a 1 meter. Because everything else is a 1 meter there, so that's fine. And fully enclose this, even though you won't see this. I know I will see it. Alright. Yes, sir, I can reach out and leave a, I'll find your channel. Here, let me take a picture of it. Or if you sub to my channel, it will show me. I can then click on yours, but I'm taking a picture of your name as well, Surtur. So we can at least talk in Discord or something. Let's do that. Then, how do I want to do this hypertube? Do I want to do it towards this? Yeah, this coming off the ground like I had it before, honestly, is the easiest thing to do. Transport, floor hole. Yeah, do it right there. entrance. Ooh, okay. This is where the fun's gonna begin. Trying to figure out how to get this. Nope, go down. Like 90-degree angles. Perfect. I will take a look, Surtur, and I will get back to you. I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. Tonight, at least. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's not as clean as it used to be when it just went straight down, but it's fine. Here we are. Whoop. Okay, so that's good. I do want to clean up. Let's see. Walls? Or just... I could just continue. These, in honesty, might just be the better thing to do. Sorry guys, it's probably a little bit dark. I can barely see, which means you guys can barely see because it's always darker on video. Ooh, what did I copy? Uh-oh. Trapped myself. There we go. Do need to fix these though. Hello, Astrid. What's it copying? There we go. Yeah, I honestly could add some... Oh no, I didn't want a 4 meter. Just wanted a 1 meter. Some lights in that. Not a bad idea. Come on. And place that. Perfect. So let's see how it looks now. Yeah, it looks better. Go back up. Yeah, it would be cool to add like just a whole bunch of signs with like different colors. Make it feel very trippy. So if, when you're high, it's gonna be horrible. Okay. So that's good. I have some blueprints that I already can that I want to download to put in here to fill up the space a little bit more. Let's see. Do you want to kind of add something to like show that this is to the space elevator? Oh, I guess it doesn't. I forget it doesn't go between the small and big. Small concrete pillar. Not liking how this is looking. How would I want to do that? I mean, obviously, there's a couple things I could do. I mean, patterns, easy thing to do. Actually, the pattern doesn't actually look that good because it's an all white. I mean, I could just leave that for now. So as for what type of ceiling... So we had to fix some of the clipping issues further back, which is fine. Or I could raise this by 1 to solve that complete issue. I wonder how that would look. Let's just see. So what I'm going to do is save this, so if I want to undo it, I don't have to delete everything. I can just reload the save. So if I were to... let's do this. Should still look good. Yeah, it's far enough for now. Because then... we won't have any clipping because it's all raised up by 1 more meter. Same thing here. And just bring this over until we get to the other side. Just trying to see how this is going to look. I actually prefer that. Kind of gives it more of a step look. Yeah, I actually prefer that. Ooh, I know what we could add to the middle of this. Where's the middle? Right here? Yeah. We have a little bit of height that we can work with. Let's bring... Get rid of this. Side. Foundations, vertical, 4 meter. See how this will look here in a second. Is it going to affect the hypertube? No, it's not. Bring this up. And then, where is it? Under organization? Yeah, it is. Radar tower. Alright, so I think we'll need to place it with more space, I think is what it needs. Also, probably a ceiling. Running into it also doesn't help. Yep, it's actually more the ceiling. I probably didn't have to undo everything I just did. How tall is it? Okay. I don't mind that. Not bad. I mean, it fits in the area pretty well. Fill up this spot. Fill up that one. Fill that up. Colors. White. I also make it white to match everything else. And add glass around it. Ta-da! That fills up the space a little bit more, breaks everything up, and actually makes it useful. I like things being useful. For walls, around this though. Inverted wall here. Alright, that's good. Then, to finish up on that, and we just need a half foundation, which I thought I had. 2 meter. And perfect. Fills that space very nicely. Alright, nudge tool it is. Yeah, this came along a lot better than the beginning of the stream. Some of you guys, at the very beginning, I was going back and forth a lot on how I wanted this to look. Very happy with how it's turning out so far. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this area down here still. But we still have a lot of other work to do because all this area is going to be filled with buildings as well. So there's still a lot of other stuff to be done. Special... Put you Actually, I think I was gonna put that one over there. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna put this one here. Awesome shop. Right here by the doors. And then I have, like I said, some blueprints I'm gonna download that I can put like here. But yeah, I like that I can like see the wiring and everything for the portals. Happy with that. Alright. Well, so being that we have more people here now than actually when we started, one thing we can actually do is show you guys everything we built so far in this world. So like we kind of mentioned just now, the main area of focus before I end this stream, because it's not going to be going on for that much longer, because I gotta go, I'm going to save this, is let's show you guys around what we have made so far. So this world is called Aurora, as you can see the name here, right below the hub. And then down here, we have the space elevator, which we got taken to earlier. And then we have the first production building, which is still, obviously, as you can tell, under construction. So you walk in, giant rock to your left. I wanted to kind of include nature more into this world and into my factories. Like, not just building flat, but also adding elevation as well. And here, we have the fused modular frames at 1.5 per minute. So we have a total of 4 of these blenders making those. And then, yeah, there's nothing else up on this level yet. Conveyors here, coming from the train station right above. So this train station is going to be bringing in more ingots, stuff like that. This one's going to be more just for fluids. And then, what's going to be the best way back down? The way we came. So then, back where we just came into this building, we can go down these stairs. And now we actually get into more of the production side of things. So we have manufacturers. These are all the machines producing those heavy modular frames or whatever they were called upstairs that we looked at. All of this is producing the materials for that. So the train station would bring in the essential items that we need, like the ingots, and then we'll split those to wherever we need them to go. So we have like manufacturers over here. We have assemblers, which are still not completed because they need to be bringing in iron plates, which I'm trying to figure out how do I want to do the iron plates. If I want to make them here or if I'm going to have them made somewhere else before being brought in. Down here we have the assemblers making, I forget what these are making. Oh yeah, the modular frames that will then be sent over. And then in here is where you can actually see a lot of the conveyor transporting everything underneath. Trying as my best to keep all of the conveyor hidden if I can, so everything looks as clean as possible. And the other thing I'm really trying to work on with this world to make sure I don't catch myself in a rut with conveyor is building in these little areas for conveyor to run through. So like, you know, if they're coming from other buildings, they can run into those passages to stay hidden. But that's pretty much it for, oh yeah, one other cool thing down here is we have the nitrogen gas, but I want to include this as part of the build as well. So that way it's kind of like you can see the machine working. Like it's pumping the nitrogen gas like from the world. I think is pretty cool. So you can see that it's a pretty tall building. And then it's actually going to be even taller because I'm going to try to utilize a lot of the space underneath here. For like storage and stuff. So we're back by the train stations. So we're going to bring, this is going to be with the white pipe over here. This one's going to be crude oil that's going to get brought up, run underneath the road here, and into this building, which is then producing, if you can read, rubber. So this building I actually just made today. So this is just only producing rubber that we need, and it's going to take all of the items that we need into the building that we were just in as well. So it's kind of the idea. And then all of the heavy oil residue that this is producing 20 per minute from each machine will then go into these fluid buffers outside, and they'll be either sent to somewhere else eventually, but if I get this up and running before everything else, then this will just store it, and then I can flush it when the machines and the buffers become full, if I don't have anywhere to take those things to yet. as you can tell, like there's still some small details to work out. Like I need to continue adding this small detail onto the roof, onto this side as well, and continue it to the other side. So still a lot of work to be done. Still want to do a lot of things with this area because I'm actually really liking this area. Because one, it's challenging me to build vertically, which has always been a issue of mine. So I'm trying to utilize the terrain more often. And what you're even seeing with the hub here, like I don't want everything to be on the same level of like the hub all being like we're standing. I want it to have elevation. I want it to feel not so flat, which is the main thing I'm working on right now. And I think it's working pretty well. There's still a lot of things to get done and to make, but hopefully over time those things will happen. And yeah, just continue working on this world. I'm very happy with how it's turning out so far. Still a lot of things to go, but yeah, I'm probably going to end the stream here. It's getting pretty late, and I need to go get a snack because I am hungry. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. I actually think we got more done than I honestly expected. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for coming to the stream. I will try to do more of these, especially if you guys like them. I also have some more Satisfactory content in form of videos and tutorials as well on the channel in case you guys aren't subscribed. For those that are coming into the channel and have never seen me before. Yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your night on Monday and have a good day tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.